Welcome to While We Were Distracted, the podcast where we explore topics that often get overshadowed in the rush of daily life. Please take a moment to like and subscribe. It really helps.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Definitely.
Awesome. So, today we're going to be taking a closer look at iOS 18.1.
Uh-huh.
And I know what you're thinking. Another update.
Right.
Really?
Right.
Yeah, like I'm sure some of you are out there just fine with what you got.
Yeah, you're like, I'm good.
You're like, I don't really need Apple Intelligence running my life
Exactly.
or beaming myself into meetings with spatial photos. But hear me out on this one, okay? Because buried in all the, the tech jargon, the hype about the new features,
Right.
there's a pretty big reason to update ASAP.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to look at today.
Yeah, even if you're usually the kind of person who ignores these things.
Mm.
So we've been digging through Apple's official updates, all the technical articles.
A lot of information to wade through.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, what we found about the security implications of this update,
It's kind of a big deal.
it's huge EE.
Yeah.
So lay it on us. What's the deal with security this time around?
Okay, so get this. iOS 18.1.1, it patches not one, but two zero-day vulnerabilities.
Okay, whoa. Hold on. Back up for a second.
Okay.
2 0-day. Okay. First of all,
That's a lot.
for those of us who, maybe aren't quite as tech savvy,
Yeah.
what exactly does zero-day vulnerability actually mean?
So basically imagine there's like a hole in your fence, right? And somebody's already been sneaking into your backyard,
Oh, no.
but you have no idea.
Oh.
That's kind of what a zero-day vulnerability is.
Okay, so like somebody's snooping around on my phone.
Yeah. But in this case, it's your digital backyard, your phone.
So is my data up for grabs if I'm running iOS 18.1?
It's not quite that simple.
Okay.
You are definitely more vulnerable, though.
Okay.
The thing is, these specific vulnerabilities, they affect JavaScript Core and WebKit.
Okay.
And those are basically the engines that power so much of what we do online these days.
Right. Browsing the web, social media, all
Yep,
that.
exactly. So every time you're doing those things, you're potentially at risk.
Okay, so should I think of it like I'm leaving my front door wide open?
Kind of, because you didn't bother to change the locks.
Oh, that's scary. Okay, so is 18.1.1, is that a must-have update?
Absolutely.
Like even if I'm happy with everything else on my phone?
Even if you love everything else. Think about it this way. You wouldn't skip a flu shot just because you don't like the color of the Band-Aid, right?
That's true.
Okay, so it's kind of the same thing. Security, it's fundamental.
Right.
And the reason it's so urgent with these 0 days is that once they become public knowledge, hackers are going to go into overdrive.
Yeah, we can be like, let's go.
Exactly. Trying to exploit them.
Okay, now hold on. What about people who are still on older iOS versions?
Right.
Like way older, like iOS 17.
Okay, so while it's always best practice to keep your software updated,
Right.
the immediate urgency is a little bit lower if you're not on 18.1 specifically.
Yeah.
I would definitely still recommend that you check your current iOS version.
Yeah, good point. How do you do that again?
You go to Settings, General, and then Software Update.
Easy peasy.
Oh.
Okay, so let's say I'm convinced about security.
Good.
I get it. It's important. But I'm still not sold on the new features.
Okay.
So are there any other reasons for someone like me who's not really a bells and whistles kind of person to upgrade to 18.1?
It's funny, right? Because we always get so caught up in all the new features and all the hype.
Oh, yeah.
But honestly, sometimes the best improvements are the ones you don't even really notice at first.
Like what?
Think of it this way. Like a freshly tuned up car.
Okay.
You know, it might not look any different,
Right.
but it runs smoother, gets better mileage.
Okay, so you're saying iOS 18.1 is like a tune-up for my phone.
Exactly. Like under the hood, they've addressed a lot of those annoying bugs. Like those random restarts.
Oh my gosh.
When your phone just decides to reboot in the middle of something
In the
important.
middle of like a presentation or something?
Ugh, the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 18.1 tackles that problem head on.
Okay.
They've also made the camera experience smoother,
Okay.
less lag, it's more responsive,
Oh, nice.
and they've really improved the App Store search.
Ooh, tell me about it.
Remember how frustrating it was?
Yes.
You can't find the app you're looking for?
Even when you know exactly what it's called.
Yes.
Like, come on.
It's like, where is it?
Yeah.
So they've made that a lot easier.
Oh, that's a big one.
Yeah. And they've given you more control over your control center.
Okay.
Like you can customize it with different layouts and colors.
So it's like rearranging the furniture in my phone.
Exactly. Make it more you.
I like that.
So it's functional, but also aesthetically pleasing.
Okay, so I'm hearing you. This all sounds great. But honestly, some people are going to say, Why bother with these little tweaks
Yeah,
when iOS 18.2 is just around the corner with all the new AI features?
that's a good point.
Right.
It's always tempting to wait for that shiny new thing.
Yeah.
But what we're talking about here are real, tangible improvements to your experience right now. Yeah. And remember those crucial security patches.
Right. Can't forget about that.
So why put up with all the annoyances and the vulnerabilities for weeks or even months?
Yeah, you're right.
When you can have a better, safer experience today.
I see what you mean. Okay, so speaking of new features in 18.1,
Right.
is there anything there that might appeal to someone like me
Yeah.
who's not really that into all the AI stuff?
You know, there is one that I
Well,
think stands out,
cool.
even if you're not an AI enthusiast.
Right.
And that is the new call recording functionality.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So you can actually record and transcribe calls
Oh, wow.
directly within the phone app.
Hold on, seriously. Call recording, like built in.
Yeah.
That's actually a pretty big deal.
Right.
Even for someone like me who's not, super into all the fancy features.
It is.
That's useful.
I know. And it's so simple, but it can be so helpful for so many different situations.
Yeah.
Like, think about it. Journalists, students,
Oh, yeah.
anyone who needs to keep a record of their conversations.
Right.
No more messing around with third-party apps or workarounds.
It's just right there.
It's right there in the phone app.
Okay, I'm impressed. So we've talked about security, we've talked about performance improvements,
Mm-hmm.
we even talked about this cool new call recording feature.
Mm-hmm.
But let's be honest, okay, sometimes a new update just feels better,
Oh, yeah.
like aesthetically.
Yo.
Did Apple do anything to kind of freshen up the look and feel of iOS 18.1?
Actually, they did.
Okay, what'd they do?
They made some visual tweaks in iOS 18.1.
Okay.
Like, it's not a complete overhaul,
Right.
but it's like they gave your phone a little spa treatment.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, just a refreshed look that can really enhance the whole experience.
So what kind of changes are we talking about specifically?
Well, for starters, they redesigned the control center.
Sure.
It's more intuitively organized now,
Oh,
with controls grouped more logically, and you have more options for customizing it with colors and layouts.
ooh, fun.
So you can really personalize it.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, make it your own.
So it's like decluttering and redecorating my digital space.
Exactly.
Love it. Anything else get a little facelift?
Yes. The lock screen also got a little refresh.
Oh, nice.
You can customize the font and layout of the clock and even add widgets.
Widgets on the lock screen.
Yep.
That's pretty handy.
Right. You can see information at a glance.
Without even unlocking your phone.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so it seems like Apple's really focusing on giving users more control over the look and feel of their devices.
Definitely. And I think it's a smart move, Even if you're not super excited about AI,
Mm-hmm.
those little touches of personalization,
Yeah, they make a difference.
they can make a big difference in how you experience your phone.
Yeah,
It's all about finding the sweet spot between functionality and aesthetics.
so true. It sounds like iOS 18.1 is a pretty well-rounded update.
I think so.
Like, it really offers something for everyone, even for people like me,
Yeah,
who are not always, chasing after the latest and greatest thing.
right. But it's like you said,
Mhm.
sometimes a new update just feels good.
Yeah. It's like a breath of fresh air.
Exactly. And in this case, you get those essential security updates too.
Yeah, right. Exactly. And the performance enhancements.
Mm-hmm. And some really cool new features like call recording.
Yeah. And don't forget that little visual refresh.
Right. It all adds up.
It really does. You've convinced me. Updating to iOS 18.1, it's a no-brainer.
Good. I'm glad.
Even for someone like me who is not an early adopter.
Right.
Yeah. Thanks for breaking it all down for us.
Of course. Happy to help.
So listeners, if you're still on the fence, I really encourage you to check out iOS 18.1.
Yeah, give it a try.
You might be surprised by how much you enjoy the experience,
Uh-huh.
even if you don't dive into all the AI features.
Totally.
And hey, if you do make the leap,
Yeah.
let us know what you think.
We want to hear from you.
We love getting your feedback.
Yeah.
Awesome. So until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.
Please take a moment to like and subscribe. It really helps.